All right. Move around. Around. Okay, so it's being drained on the dark side of Duna. That's what it is. But it should recover the power. Like, it's drained, it's dead, it's not going to do the maneuver. But when it gets back to the light side, it should get power again. Okay, it wasn't getting power before. So it probably had something to do with the orientation not being as I left it. So that's probably what it was, but it's fine. This is how I left it. It should be staying like this, but if it's going to move, then it's going to move. Okay, so we have, this is going to face prograde now. Which facing prograde for the maneuver actually causes it to start losing power. Yep. But it shouldn't drain so fast that it can't make the maneuver. So at least it shouldn't. Two and a half minutes. Okay, there we go. So I expect a full and complete execution, please. Okay. And of course it doesn't because the engine's not on, because why would it be? Because it's not like I left it with it. Like the status of your vehicles, they just keep shifting. It just keeps shutting off. Okay, so did we get the maneuver? I don't know. Let's face retrograde so we can get our power back. Should be good. Yeah. Our target is Ike still? Or did you remove my target? You removed my target. Okay. So Ike is the target. And we should be pretty much on it. Yep, we are. Good. So we should be able to now transfer this thing about here. Ish. Yeah. So right about... Ike travels really fast. Right about like that, I think, is where I want it. Come back just a little bit. Wait, now go back, go forward a little bit. There we go, 40,000 meters. That seems a bit close, especially for a relay satellite. It should actually be quite. We kind of want it far out, actually. So we want it probably a good 500 to 600,000 meters, I would think. This should be good. Yeah. Of course, if we make it close, then we can be more fuel efficient by getting ourselves captured and then widen it out. So I think that's probably the way to go. We'll go 48,000 meters on this. Okay, good. So make sure we're not losing power. We're not. Fantastic. Let's time accelerate just a little bit here. Okay, stop. I want to go retrograde to the orbit. Self-turning just a little bit more. And right about here should turn the satellite to where it's facing the right orientation for me to do everything I want to do and never lose power. Good. Okay, kill this rotation. And then I want you to execute the maneuver at the scheduled time. It's cool. Kill the rotation. Good. And now, 20 minutes later, I'm going to rotate the vessel towards the maneuver. There we go. We should probably start dropping in power now because it's taking forever. Maybe we can go ahead and deactivate these. This will probably help me with my power drain just a little bit. We don't need them out yet. So we can pull those in. We're basically power neutral, sitting where we are. Basically. But we can deactivate these and suck them in. And then we won't have to worry about it. Yeah, we're power neutral now. That's good. 2 minutes remaining. Let's get it to like 20 seconds left, and then we'll let the vehicle take over. Make sure it's pointing the right direction, facing, and prepared for what it wants to do and all that stuff. 105 meters per second is the maneuver. Should put us about 50,000 meters or so-ish away from Ike. Should. We'll see what happens. Out it goes. Nice. 46,850 or 805 sounds good. New maneuver here, and we want to go retrograde here to get ourselves captured. And about 590 is probably fine, actually. Yeah, we'll just get captured about this far. We're power neutral with this orientation, so I'm going to tell it to just stay killed, or keep the orientation killed, the rotation killed, so it stays just like this, because we are power neutral. And then we'll get this into orbit around Ike. Probably, actually, I want this satellite to be polar, actually. So maybe instead of doing this, I'm wondering if it's better to make another maneuver here. Let's quit this. If I make another maneuver, quit this maneuver as well. If I make another one, like maybe right here, that's too close. How about right here? If I make another maneuver and I bring it down like this, it's kind of expensive, but it gets me closer to where I want to be, right? Which is a more polar orbit. So it's going to take me a lot more fuel, but I have the fuel to spend, so I probably should. So I can get about like this instead. That would be much better, much more beneficial for me. Still about the same distance away too. I think we go for this instead, actually. This is in how long? 5 minutes. Perfect. Just face the node and execute the maneuver. We'll go for this instead. That way we're already in the proper orientation. It would take me a lot more delta V to do that once I'm in orbit, so this will be fine. Your son keeps putting his hand on Duna and saying cat cat all over and over, like it's his favorite word, and he's your son. That's right, Caitlin, he is your son. There you go. Okay, so yep. So we'll basically get this orbit to come in over top of Ike. And we're losing power? No, we're power neutral here too. Cool. I thought we'd be power neutral in like a variety of different orientations. But like for some reason, if you're in the absolute perfect orientation, you start losing power. But like other than being like exactly wrong in the very, very rare location in which the power isn't good, you should be fairly power neutral with the satellite. So we are facing the maneuver, so let's time accelerate to it. It's only going to be a 6-second burn. It's pretty quick. We'll time accelerate to about 20 seconds. That's not 20 seconds, but it looks like it's going to correct itself in time. That was too quick. Way too close. I can't see the plume. That's why I don't know if it's burning or not, because graphics are fun, aren't they? Okay, maneuver puts us 43,000 meters off the surface of Ike. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and make another maneuver here at the periaps. And we'll just bring it retrograde until we're kind of pulled in about where we want to be, which I would think is about, yeah, 700. Let's do 700K. 700K sounds fine. 704. It depends on the dark times, you know, for power consumption, but I mean, I don't think it'll be that big of a deal. The closer I get, the shorter the dark time, so maybe we do that. Maybe we go 600K instead. Yeah, I think we go 600K. Let's bring it out just a little bit, and right about there is 600K. So let's have it execute that maneuver at a time. It's going to take 2 hours. So that's 2 hours away. If I can go back to the other sat, it's not that one, no. If I can go back to the other satellite, which is down here. No, it's this one. Yes, this one. We can probably release another probe. I don't know, actually. 2 hours isn't that long. This has to get a good distance ahead of this one, so I think maybe we'll just leave it. Coming around. Gonna enter Ike's sphere of influence. Right about now. There we go. Make sure we're on point here. 48 meters per second. It's nothing. So we're closing in the Ike now. There it is. Hello, Ike. How are you, Ike? It's good to finally meet you, Ike. I've never been in orbit of Ike before. This is the first time I've ever been in orbit of Ike. So, cool, I guess, for what it's worth. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty big moon. It's got a pretty good pull on its gravity here. It's a fairly sizable pull. How are we doing with power at this orientation? Seems pretty good. Where the hell is the sun? What? It's over there. So the planet would have to be... Oh, like that. Okay. It's upside down. Well, there is no upside down, but it's the other orient. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I'm under Ike, but it looks like I'm over Ike, so I was confused by it. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna put this here like this. So I think this, here we go. And 3, 2, 1, go. And we're in orbit of Ike. Periaps, or apoaps, is just over 600, which is pretty good. I'm okay with just over 600. So then I can take this one where it is, add the maneuver at the apoaps, and just tell it to circularize. Yep, that's what I want right there. This will be the relay satellite for Ike, for our network. It's pretty good. Just making sure. Yeah, satellite's good for power. Let's go ahead and tell it to execute. How many saves do I have? Quite a few. There's a lot of different saves from like key periods in time, and then I back up those saves because I've had terrible experiences with save files for the series so far, so I'm just making sure. I've had several save files corrupted already. Not just my hard drive crashes, but there are certain times where the save file just refuses to boot and I get a crash to desktop whenever I try it. It's really bizarre. I don't know how to fix it, but I find that if I have multiple save files that are very close together, I can always go back to one and it'll just work. So that's what I do. So it's KSP, modded KSP. You got expectations. Right. So we're going to circularize this satellite around Ike. That will give me constant communication with Kerbin from Ike. So all the satellites that I send to Ike to get the network around Ike, including my science experiments and stuff, they'll all have a persistent connection because they'll have this satellite nearby. And this satellite's job is to relay a signal directly to Kerbin, which currently it's not doing that because it doesn't have to. It can bounce it off of this one if it wants to. No, never mind. It is currently directly communicating. Okay, this one is right here. Never mind. So, yeah, I guess. So that's the satellite's job. It's a pretty simple sat. Nothing real extreme or nothing really complicated about it. It's just doing what it's doing. 1 minute left until maneuver. Okay, here we go. You can't see it burn. It's not going to show you the plume, and I don't know why, but it's just another one of those bugs that I get all the time. Okay, so it looks like we're pretty much circularized. It's a pretty polar orbit, so we should have a persistent connection over Ike. That is complete. So now all that's left to do is to make sure that this thing is pointing the correct orientation so that it can face the sun. And that's going to be tricky because remote tech is not going to let me do that very well. If I face... it should be... If I face this way, then it should work. If I say point to node, I believe this will point me in the correct orientation to face away from the sun. I believe. And then I should have the solar panels. Essentially, the solar panels are pointing directly at the sun while the dish is pointing directly away from the sun. But that gives the solar panels 100% coverage. So then I should be able to activate these now and have this just work. Let's kill rotation. We're getting 100% on these, right? 1.0, 1.0. Yep. Okay, good. So as long as this points like this, it should stay alive. I'm worried about the dark timer on Ike, but I don't think it'll be that bad. But if it is, then we'll just have tiny periods of... where our connection's lost, and that'll just be the way it is. But, okay, so this is good. We don't have a maneuver anymore. We can cancel that. And the satellite is complete. So let's go back to the other one. It's this one, I think. And we'll start number 2. Sat number 2. Okay, frame rates. What are you doing to me here? Do I want to get started on scanning Duna? I think I kind of do. I think I want to start scanning Duna. Because it's going to take a while, right? So it's not really that urgent that we do it, though. I guess I'm more interested in seeing if I can get these disconnected without smashing one of these little satellites. And vice versa. Like, that's a big concern for me. I'm going to try it, though. I think we're going to get this one. I need to find your antenna. Please tell me you're not. Okay, you're here. That's good. We'll activate this antenna. Give me the flight computer again so I can see my delay. All right, so this antenna is going to extend out this way. Am I going to need to pull in the solar panels for this? Probably not. It's pretty close. I think I'm going to be safe about it and retract this one. It's probably a good bet. Let's make sure this is fully charged. It is. Okay, good. So this is extended. We'll wait till this goes back, and then we'll go ahead and decouple and see what happens here. So we'll decouple this. That's what we'll do. So the solar panel gets retracted, so it gets out of my way. And then we'll retract, or we'll get rid of this, or we'll eject this. Hopefully it's very light. Hopefully I took the strength of it away, but if I didn't, then we're going to have... we might have a problem if I didn't, so let's hope I did. Well, I didn't. But we don't have a problem, per se. We're going to want to extend the solar panels on this. Hang on. We're going to want to switch to that vessel first. There we go. Now we're going to want to extend the solar panels. And then we're going to want to turn the flight computer and tell it to face orbital prograde so that it stops tumbling all over the place. It worked out okay, though. Worked out okay. Solar panels should be coming out any second. And there we go. We have full deployment of solar panels. And now orientation will fix itself. And let me see where we're pointing. That's about where I want to point. Yep. Pretty close. Yep. We go ahead and kill that rotation. So let's see. We've got... Now this satellite does not have a direct connection to the KSC. It has to relay. So this one has to depend on this relay. No. This... Really? No, it's right next to it. I just can't... Yeah, it's right next to it. Okay. It has to depend on this for a signal. So we're going to want to get this in a maneuver pretty quickly before it gets out of range. Luckily, it has about 1,700 meters per second of fuel, so we should be able to just basically do it. So if I take this and go up like that, just a little bit, and then bring it back, we should be able to do this maneuver. Right, like... That's pretty extreme, but it will work. And we have the fuel to pull it off. So I kind of like it because of that. Since we have the fuel to pull it off. Why not, you know? It's at 749. Maybe we go out just a little bit more. So we don't want to make... We want to make sure we don't have any collisions with the other sats. So let's put it out to like... Let's put it out to 800. See what that does. We'll tell it to face the node and execute the maneuver. And we'll put it out to 800. See what that actually does for us. There we go. And no, I'm not a celebrity. I have 11,000 fans on YouTube, and of the 11,000 on YouTube, about 800 actually watch my videos. So, no, I'm not a celebrity. Okay, so this is going to need a what burn? Shoot, the engine's not on. Turn the engine on. I can't stage it like a typical stage. It doesn't work. Okay, now it's going to take 24 seconds to burn this. Really? Really? 24, that's it? I mean, I'm good with that, but I thought it would be a lot longer burn. Thrust to weight ratio on this vehicle must be... no, it wouldn't be this. It's, okay. It's 87.81. Really? That seems a bit stretched. But I bet it's true. 87 is our thrust to weight. Wow. No wonder it takes 24 seconds to go 600 meters per second. All right, well, let's go. I'm going to turn it over to the flight computer now. About 20 seconds left. Make sure it's pointed at the right orientation. Double check the maneuver. Seems pretty good. It's a pretty good spot to be to get a full nice scan. I might have to adjust it to be just a tad bit more polar, but I don't want it to be straight up and down. I would like it to have a slight slant to it. I might end up not being able to see the poles very well with this orientation though, but we will see, and I can make adjustments because I have enough delta V to do it. There we go. Okay, orbit is actually a bit more inclined than I'd like. But I think it's fine for now. To start the scans, I think it's fine for now. So let's get ourselves pointed. What direction for the sun? We need to point normal. This way. Oh, I lost connection. Okay. Why did we lose connection? We're power neutral at least. But we lost connection, most likely because we're out of range. How are we out of range? This... Wait, what is the antenna on this? Is it a 16? It better be a 32. Okay, it's a 32. But we shouldn't be out of range. We should not be out of range. We're totally close enough for this. That's bizarre. It's got to be something on the Kerbin end, right? It's got to be something on the Kerbin side of this. There's no way we're out of range. There it is. Yeah, okay. It's something on the Kerbin side. Got it. Okay, so what I want to do then is I want to face normal. I think this is the right direction. It's the other way. Yeah, it's the other way. Go this way instead. The goal here is to, of course, face away from the sun so that the solar panels can have a full view of it at all times. It doesn't have to be exact. It just has to be enough to where they can get a full view of it. So I think this will probably work. Hi, Kit. How are you, man? Good to see ya. I'm going to take and start the scans, I think. So let's pull it. Let's deploy this scanner. We'll also deploy this scanner. Tired, huh? Oh, your job is pretty stressful compared to mine. Well, I think most days compared to mine. Let's start a multispectral scan. And then I also want to log imaging data just to see if we get anything different out of that. I also want to test my power consumption, so we should be able to get resource scans for this. Yeah, so we are doing a scan right now, right? Yes, we are. Okay. But we are getting very narrow coverage on this. Do we have to be higher than this? What's the optimal height for this? This is suboptimal. I think this needs to be a lot higher up. Let's try this one. I think this one needs to be lower. And this one needs to be higher. And this one's like... It's like a mama bear, papa bear, baby bear kind of thing on these things. One of these has got to be just right. I just don't know which one it is. Watching as you settle in for bed. Well, I'm not quite as soothing as a certain painter that we both know. But I'll try my best to, I guess, rock you to sleep with my voice. I must admit, tonight my energy is, it's in a fairly relaxed state, I guess. That's why I'm not doing a face cam, and I'm just trying to focus on the game and not the chat. But when I get pinged that, you know, certain people are on the chat, then I have to say hello. You're one of those certain people, Kit. Okay. I think this is probably good for now. I mean, it's going to go around a lot. So we can get high res and low res, right? We're getting both, I think. Altimetry data of Duna. We do have a little bit here. Can we get biome information? Is that what we're getting? I'm not getting any biome information. I probably have to go around it a little bit until we get that. Actually, the multispectral scanner should be giving us biome. So this is giving us high res only. So I want biome scans for sure. So the biome scans, if I start the resource scanner, does that do it instantaneously, or is that actually going to use ScanSat? Because I want it to use ScanSat, but I don't know if that's what it's doing. I really hope that's what it's doing. Ideal. So it's ideal for this, and it's scanning resources right now. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Yes. Yes, that's what I want to see. This little guy here is supposed to give me biome information. So let's start... well, we're already getting that. It's the multispectral scanner. We can start the mineral scan too, I guess. I just want to make sure that we have enough to do all the power. Basically, I want... Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. So we have biome information here, but the ScanSat altitudes are too high. So we need to be lower for that. I mean, I could do that. I can do that. I can go lower. Let's verify really quick. We are getting biome. Okay, cool. So there's silicates. We're starting to see... We're not getting biome information, but we are getting resources, which is pretty important. I can always scan for biomes later. I would like to do it all at once, though. I need the multispectral scanner, and the multispectral scanner is telling me that we are too high. So let's adjust it. I'm going to take and face orbital retrograde. And we'll make a small burn in about 4 minutes that takes us and brings us in a little bit more. Let's say... Let's try 550. Let's try 500. We'll try this maneuver here. Execute that in 3 minutes. Try to bring ourselves in a little bit, get ourselves a little bit closer, and maybe we can get the information we need at 500, hopefully. Maybe it's sub 500. I don't want to like do this and not get right where it needs to be. So how about we go just a tad bit more, just to bring it within 500. So like 499, like 498 or something, like just inside 500. All right, so this is like a 1 second burn. Fair enough. There we go. I can start to see the plumes now. That's good. All right, so this is in, and it's within 500. That's good. Let's make a new maneuver at the periaps, and we'll bring in the other side. And we want to bring that into just under 500 as well. And that should be good right about there. Yep. So let's make sure we execute that maneuver as well. That's in an hour. How are we doing on our power? We are using power right now, so we're going to want to orient ourselves to where we have, yeah, that's the problem. So let's face this way. I think it's anti-normal. That's where we want to face. That should bring our solar panels back into alignment with the sun, at least enough to keep us power neutral, hopefully. Not quite. Very close. I'm gonna shut down one of these things. I wish I could rotate it manually. Like I wish I had. Well, I kind of can, but it's not. With the signal delay, doing it manually is not gonna work. Doing it manually really sucks. We're not using that much power. We might be fine. Come up like this. See how this rotates now. It's not quite facing the right orientation. So we are using electric charge right now, and that's not good. There's not a whole lot I can do about it either. Got 12 minutes. Can you survive 12 minutes? I reckon you can. Sort your maneuver out after you do this burn. How's that sound? Delete that. Facing maneuver is going to give us even less power, which is going to be a bit of a problem, but it's only a problem for like 3 minutes. We are definitely using power because we are nowhere near oriented properly here. Okay. Ready for the burn? It's a quick one. Okay, so we should be the right distance now. Yep, we're right within 500. So is this the appropriate distance? Is this what we want? This says ideal. This says suboptimal, but that's fine. As long as it works, this is ideal. What are you saying? Still too high, really? Oh, this one's ideal. We can make that work. This one says ideal. Okay, we'll make that work. So let's see about getting this oriented properly now. God, that's going to be difficult. Really difficult. Maybe we go like this. Let's set Ike as the target, and we'll say target prograde. Have the satellite point directly at Ike. That might be good. If we can get it pointing directly at Ike. Come on now. Yes, that's what we want. And power neutral. Perfect. Yes, kill that rotation, so you always have that rotation. And we are now good to go on power. Okay. Whew. That was scary. All right. So we have good altitude for biomes, correct? So we should be able to go to the satellites, the big map now, and see the biomes on Duna. We should be able to, I think. And we see... It says silicates, but it's not showing me the biomes. Oh, maybe I need a biome map. That's probably... that might help. No, it actually doesn't help. The biome map is not showing me biomes. It is showing me silicates, but, like, that's not really what I want to know. What about an ore map? There's quite a bit of ore on Duna. Some really rich parts here. Okay, well, we can let this run. We're power neutral now. We're not going to run out of electric charge. So that's good. I wish we had biome information, but it's not the end of the world because we're going to be looking at the resources anyway. And the resources will usually tell me where the biomes are because there'll be a high concentration of something somewhere, and then immediately there will be a different concentration, and usually that means between two biomes. So we'll let this satellite run for a bit, staying oriented exactly the way it is so that it doesn't run out of power. And we will go to the next probe. So sat delivery. Let's go here. Don't get allergies, guys. It's terrible. Ugh. I won't be crashing anything important. Although you probably already left because I saw your comment way late. Sorry. Let's get... How's the other satellite we left already? It's over here. It's not really far enough away for me to care yet. So why don't we launch one of these to Ike? We can launch this one to Ike. We're probably going to want, actually... No, we're still power neutral. That's good. I think we're probably... we want to leave this here at all times. All of these need this. This is going to be the last one I launch. But we have multispectral scanner around Duna. Maybe we get the one around Ike too. Could do the one around Ike now. That's an idea. Yeah, I think so. So let's grab this. activate that. And then once we activate that, we can eject it from the craft and get it to be independent. And it's probably going to be really violent. Again, another violent ejection. But, yeah, we want to get this out of the way, actually. Let's retract this first. So the 10 is out, right? I can't see it, but I assume it is. There it is. Yep, 10 is out. There goes the solar panel. So let's eject this. And then after that's ejected, we can put the solar panels back up. So we'll go ahead and mark that to be reinstated and this one to be reinstated. All right, so this one's going to be ejected now. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, so we want to extend all solar, and we want to get you oriented at least to the point where you are going to be, like, pretty much we want to make sure that you're at least under control. This other one here, we don't really care if it flops around all that much. Solar panels are out now. That's good. These ones should come out any second. Yep. There's the solar panels. Perfect. And let's get you oriented properly. And okay. Pretty much right on. Well, no. Got a little bit of a difference. I don't think you're quite done yet, though. Pretty sure that's not prograde. Yeah, actually, it could be. Yeah, that could be prograde. Okay, so this one is going, and we're good on power. Yeah, because none of the equipment is on, so that's why we're good on power. So this needs to go to Ike. Same thing we did last time. We need to correct the inclination, so we'll do that here on the sunny side. Might as well. Add maneuver at the ascending node. We want to descend at the ascending node. So this is 6.1 degrees. We're going to basically bring that down to where it's about 0-ish. So about there. Should be pretty much spot on at that point. It's pretty close. It's close enough for what we want. So we will execute this maneuver. In order to do that, we're going to have to activate the engine. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we'll execute this maneuver at the time when it needs to happen. So that's good. Brandon, welcome to the stream. This is not a typical stream. I am you know, recording for an episode, so see the description to learn more. I have absolutely no idea what that guy is talking about. Anyway. Let's go back like this. I'm getting distracted by the chat again, and I told myself I wouldn't do that for this stream because I need to get this done. So I'm going to try not to get distracted by the chat. Not in this stream. Normally my streams, I engage with the chat a lot. You can check out the Twitch, link in the description. I engage with the chat all the time on Twitch. But here is a bit less. This particular stream is a bit less. It's not... I need to make sure I'm focused on this particular stream. I'm recording for the series, so... Okay, let's delete that. And engine is on, good. We're pointing to the maneuver, good. Let's double check, make sure the maneuver is still right. Looks solid. Yeah, 0.3 degrees, not a big deal, don't care. Sunlight is good. We are power neutral still because none of the equipment is on. Perfect. All right. Now this one I'm not sure about, like, whether we're going to be able to get the scan because we're going to be pretty... I'm not even sure about that one because, like, if that thing dies in the dark period, like, I don't know if that has enough dark time to last Duna. I mean, I thought I checked that, but I can't be certain that I checked that. I can't be certain that I got that right, so I don't know. All right, Ike, we're going to you, buddy. So right about here-ish. And same thing as last time. I think we're going to come in underneath Ike. Let's get the view focused. So I think we're going to come in underneath it. Not like that. Bring this back out. About like that, actually. That brings me really close, which is not quite where I want to be. This is better, 43. Yeah, this is kind of underneath it, but at the same time, it's not something I can't correct. So I can correct that later if I want to. Execute that maneuver in 40 minutes. And we'll go ahead and time accelerate to it. Making sure we don't die, our battery doesn't die. No, we're fine. We'll execute this well before we get into the dark side, so should be fine. All right. Kartan, if you don't lay off the Russians, I'm going to have to put you in a timeout. Just saying, man. There are plenty of people who are from Russia that are good people, as far as I'm concerned. A lot of them are Russians, but they don't necessarily agree with what their government does, and they might not like being called dirty commies. My wife, for example, is from a communist country, and she has no desire, if you will, to be like her motherland, if you will, as far as like politics is concerned. What's the mission? So the mission today is to get the satellite network around Duna and Ike. So we have a satellite delivery vessel here, which I've been messing with. This is a live recording session. Basically, I'm recording for my episode at 98 for Conquering KSP. But rather than just recording it, and I said I wouldn't do this because it takes forever to edit these episodes together. But since this entire thing is going to be one big time lapse, I'm less inclined to say that I'm super distracted. But basically, people voted in the comments of episode 97 and said they'd rather see a time lapse of this process. But then there were a few people who actually wanted to see it. And so I decided I'm just going to record it for a time lapse, but I'll do it live. So the people who want to see it can watch it live if they want to. And the people who want to see the time lapse could just watch episode 98 of KSP. So there we go. So I've got a bunch of different satellites. Each one has a whole bunch of different, shall I say, purposes. This one is a resource and biome scanner. So this will tell me everything I need to know about the surface of a planet or a body. In this case, the moon. Ike, Duna's moon. And I'm sending it to Ike right now. So I'm going to make the maneuver. If you're not familiar with the Conquering KSP series, that's not what I want to do, is it? Maybe we'll go like this at the same time. There we go, that's better. If you're not familiar with the series, there's a lot of mods installed. It's a heavily modded series. And one of the mods is remote tech, which requires me to have a signal delay on all my remote operations, if you will. And so there's a signal delay, and I'm messing with all these satellites and trying to navigate a signal delay while I do things. So if I go about like this, I think that's good. It's not quite perfectly polar, but it's kind of close. I think that'll be fine. I would like it to be a bit more. This will probably work. It's 500 or so. I need to get it underneath 500. Let's bring it in to like 492. Yeah, that's fine. So 492 here would be good. Let's tell it to execute that pending our, yep, our power is good. Tell it to execute that. And then we'll just time accelerate to the maneuver. So where's Ike? Over there. Okay. So off we go, around. Round and round we go to meet up with Ike. Click this. There we go. All right, we have 1 minute until maneuver check. 1 minute until maneuver orientation check anyway. There we go. On the dark side of Ike, but it looks like we have plenty of power to manage that, at least for now. I am a little bit worried about whether or not we'll have enough power to fully scan Ike because of the dark time. But with all the equipment's on, I guess I can test it then. We'll see. Got 30 seconds, 20, 10, 6, 5. Okay, we're good. Stop time acceleration, 400 meters per second. 3, 2, 1, go. We're in orbit of Ike. And we should be coming around with our orbit. Just like we go. And we are good. Perfect. 495. Okay, let's make apoapsis here. And we want to go prograde from here to circularize, so we'll just do that. That will circularize us in a near perfectly polar, but a slightly slanted, which is perfect. It's exactly what I need. And we will go ahead and execute this maneuver as well. Power consumption is great right now, actually. Are we facing the sun? No. What? How are we? Oh, never mind. It was lying to me. Okay, that makes sense. That makes way more sense than it. I was like, how are we gaining power on the dark side? Let's execute this. And over we go. All the way around. And there we go. This is where our maneuver is. These two satellites are getting further apart. I like it. I want them to be even further apart, so I'm going to have to wait for that to happen. But that's fine. Okay, getting ourselves oriented for the next maneuver. Okay, 292, 242. There we go. 242. 58 meters per second will get us in a perfect orientation just like we want. So we'll speed up time and we'll let it take it from here. 58 meters per second should circularize this orbit exactly where we want, which is just under 500 meters, and it should put all of our scanners in great range to do all the things they need to do, and then hopefully we can get the satellite oriented in the proper orientation and not, which is going to be difficult to do. If I make Duna my target, no, that's not going to work either. I need to find a way to get this oriented properly. If I make Duna the target, then that's going to, and it's going to be close. Oh, I can make this one the target. Let's make this the target. That's perfect. And then do a target prograde. So I want my vessel to point directly at that, because if I point directly at that, then I'll be facing, well, no, I won't. I'll be facing that. I need to point that way, which is kind of, I need to point that way, which I don't really have anything to point to, but maybe this will be okay. Maybe this orientation will work still. We'll see. So point directly at your target, please. See if we can get your solar panels lined up appropriately, how we want. least get them 100% coverage. That's all. That's the only thing that's important. That's pretty close, actually. That will work. Let's kill that rotation right now. That will probably work. I bet there's 100% on all these. 95, which is pretty close to 100. I'm hoping 95 is good enough on these two. 94, 95, and then these ones here are at 100. Well, these are they're all pretty much 95s. They're close. It's a tough call, but I think that's good enough. Let's find out. Let's open up our scanners. We'll start the multispectral scanners as well. We want to get high resolution pictures. We want to get low resolution pictures. Our radar scans, all that stuff. So if you're just joining me, welcome. There is a 24-second delay between the time I click things and the time that it happens. But I am religiously using or liberally using time acceleration to speed up that process. So we should be able to get our scans on Ike like this, hopefully. So how's our power? Still looking good. We'll start the resource scanner. And it looks to me like we're still good on power. This is fantastic news. Yep, there we go. Have you ever thought about downloading a ton of mods and making a project series where you were just messing around trying to colonize all the planets? Well, that's kind of what I'm doing with Conquering KSP, but it's not like, it's less messing around and more like on a long extended mission. I mean, Conquering KSP's, the goal of it is to do pretty much everything the game has to offer with mods installed. There's some things I'm not going to do, but you know, like I'm not going to do any like military type stuff, but like space travel, we're going to go to every planet, we're going to visit every moon, and we're going to put a self-sufficient, fully operational base on every single planet. That's been the goal since day one, and I am going to do that. But like it takes a while, because like my series isn't like other people's series usually, because my stuff takes a long time to do. Not only because I'm not a full-time YouTuber, but also because like KSP just takes a long time to record for. And while some people, like say Matt Lone, for example, can do a mission where they launch an SSTO to Eve and rescue somebody, come back, and they can make a 20-minute video on that, and it's just done. You're able to do that in sandbox mode, because you don't have to deal with well, I could do it in career mode too if I had the money for it. But the difference is that the way I have my mods installed with remote tech installed, and also with the life support system, particularly it's the life support system that does it, I'm not able to just time accelerate 2 years in the future and just make the mission happen and then time accelerate 2 years back. I can't do that because not all my Kerbals end up as tourists, or they end up dead, and it's just like I can't do that. So it is an extended mission because I kind of have to do a lot of the elements without zooming ahead a whole bunch. So I fully anticipated Conquering KSP lasting several years as a series. Because it takes that long. That being said, though, I can easily bring all the Kerbals back to Kerbin, time accelerate 3 or 4 years, and then put them all back into space. I could totally do that. And there will be periods of time where I do that. I will do that, but lately it's not yet, because I've been trying to set up the base on Minmus. So I think we're getting everything we need out of this. We have a fairly decent scan going on, I think. If I time accelerate a little bit here, just to kind of get some coverage. Let's take a look at the map and see what kind of coverage we're getting here. So we want to go to Ike, and we want to see what kind of scans we're getting on Ike. Okay, good. We're getting a high, a low, and a multispectral scan on several elements. There's several areas. That's pretty good. So we can see the biomes, we can see what resources are in there, we can see all that stuff. And as the satellite goes around the planet, this is scan sat, so we don't just get instantly see everything because we have a polar orbit. It's not stock KSP. We have to actually orbit around. We have to actually point our camera at that part of the surface to see what's there. And then I need all this different equipment to make it happen. So I won't get all that information unless I have, well, a low resolution camera, a high resolution camera, the biome and multispectral scanner, and the resource scanner, which is here. So like I need all these different equipment on each one. So now I have a satellite over Duna, and I have a satellite over Ike, and both of them are doing their jobs, and that is scanning the surface of the planets and stuff, bringing me information, which is exactly what I want it to do. What about the one mod that works with life support and involves cryogenic stasis? I have that, yes. I have the mod that allows me to freeze Kerbals. So I will be using that when we go and do a base on Elu, as well as when we do a base. I want to say we're going to do a station around Jewel, and we're going to do probably a surface base on Lathe instead, because I can't put a surface base on Jewel because it's a gas giant, so can't do that. But I can put a station around it, which I will, and then I can put a self-sufficient base on Lathe, which is what I plan to do instead, as a consolation prize of the planet system, because it's a, yeah. Elu is no longer a planet, so technically Elu no longer fits my criteria where I want to say put a self-sufficient base on every single planet, because technically with Outer Planets mod installed, which is what I have installed, Elu is now a moon. But my original plan was to do every stock planet, and Elu is a stock planet, so I will be doing Elu. Even though it's a moon now, I still will be doing Elu, and that will be by far the hardest planet to do, because not only because of the distance, but also because I have to deal with not only Elu's dark time, but also the period of dark time that's going to take place while the base is going around Sarnus, and that is like a very long time. We're talking like weeks in the dark. So probably what will happen is that base will be completely reliant on its own power that has nothing to do with solar energy, because there's just no reason to have any solar energy on that base. It's too far away. Okay, anyway. So we've got, let's see, we've got the relay satellite up. We've got the resource scanner doing its resource thing. We've got the relay satellite around Ike up. Got that satellite doing its resource thing. So now I want to get the actual network around Duna, which is the hardest part. This probe is still like making its way around. I think I need to do some time acceleration here. So we'll kind of get this going like this. This satellite is slowly getting further and further away from us, and that's what I want. I want it to get a lot further away from us. So if I can get this satellite to get some good distance here, then I can release another sat and then put that in orbit that's identical to this one, and then we'll start that triangle that we have around Kerbin. But it takes some time, man. Do I have B1 parts? My mod list is linked in the description down below. You can see all the mods I have active. As well as a playlist for the series. I think the playlist for the series is in the description. If it's not, then it's certainly embedded on the mod list page, so you'll see it there. All right, I think we're getting pretty close to the time to release this. It's these two here. So this is my... I'm looking at this one and this one. Just trying to get them to be far enough apart to where I can start releasing it. I think I'm getting pretty close here. Yeah, just a little bit. I need to see the connection line here, if possible. There it is. All right, a little bit more. Yeah, I probably will be using nuclear power on Elu. For sure. That combined with a massive amount of like fuel cells with a lot of drilling. But I don't even know if that's going to be enough. Like nuclear power will probably be where I have to go. Okay, this is good. This is what we want. So we're going to eject one of these satellites now. Let's just put it, actually I want to do one of the more difficult ones. I can't tell if these, like the thing is like these ones here, let's just be safe about this. Let's eject this one. The satellites are, the antenna's already out. Good. So let's just do it. Couple. Quick save first. Always quick save before this, because KSP shenanigans, man. They happen. Kraken comes in out of nowhere. Don't know what to do. Okay, and release. These ones are much more gentle. I'm hoping that these ones are gentle too, because they're flying that way. So I'm really hoping that those are gentle too. Okay, time accelerate a little bit, get some distance here, and then we want to expand these solar panels. Extend solar, go. Okay, And we should get solar panels up pretty quickly here. There we go. Perfect. These will easily have enough power to last because there's virtually no power consumption. It's just this antenna. And the purpose for all of these is to make sure we have a persistent connection while we're at Duna. So no matter what probe we put out, no matter what unmanned craft we put down to the surface, we always have a connection to it. So that's why we need a satellite network around the planet first before we go down to the surface. So my next planet I'm doing this on is Eve, which will be also fun because it also has a moon. So I'm going to be doing it on that moon too. So face this orbital prograde. This is the satellite we want to get in alignment with, is this one. And then once these two are in alignment, we'll put another one over here, which will connect these two together, and we'll have a nice triangle. So I think it's 720 is what we're aiming for. Periapsis is here. So let's make the maneuver on the periaps. That makes the most sense to me. And we'll bring this down to being about 720. We are going to have to do some fine-tuned adjustments to all of this stuff to make sure they are exactly the same orbital period so that they don't fall out of alignment with each other. They have to have the exact same orbital period. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to try to get it to be like with less than a second of difference in their orbital period. As long as they have the exact same orbital period, they will always have the same position to each other. And that's time, not necessarily distance. So this one is a little bit too much right now. We need to go a little bit more prograde. I think I want to line it up to exactly 720. So if I can get this to be exactly 720 like that. So let's tell it to execute that maneuver. And hopefully that's not pointing directly at that craft, and it is not. Perfect. So let's go around. Putting some distance between us, that's good. Okay. Here we go. 10 seconds left. I don't have B1 parts. I totally have B1 aerospace installed. My mod list is definitely including B1. I don't have all of the B1 parts, but I definitely have B1 aerospace. Or I'm sorry, I have B9. I'm sorry. Yeah, I misunderstood you. I have B9 aerospace. I do not have B1. That's my bad. My bad. Okay. I think we're good here. We're pointed exactly where we need to be. So yeah, let's let her rip. We have this connection. Looks good. It's a fair distance away from the horizon, so we have a little bit of play. A little bit of room to play with, which is good. So let's make this maneuver happen. Which is a very quick burn. Oh, shit. Turn the engine on. I always forget to activate the engines, because you can't stage them. They just don't work. You hit spacebar, it'll stage, but it won't stage. So you have to manually click it. And my habit is to always hit the spacebar and stage it, but it doesn't work. There we go. Okay. So we have pretty much spot on. What is the orbital period? It is 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 15.788 seconds. So 322, 15.788. 322, 15.788. Let's check this one and see what this one is. 322, 15.788. 322, 15.788. 322, 15.788. 322, 15.788. I can just watch this. 322, 15.549. So this needs another 0.2 of a second added to it. So I need to add 0.2 of a second to this orbital period. We'll do that by going into orbital prograde. And basically, what we're gonna have to do, well, I'm just gonna get these things to 720 exact on both sides. So that's really what needs to happen. It just needs to get to 720 exact on both sides. So what I should probably do, there's only 0.2 of a second between these two things, so they're gonna stay pretty much in alignment for the short period of time. But eventually, this one's gonna keep pulling ahead of this one a little bit because its orbital period is 0.2 of a second faster. So I can speed it up by, I'm currently pretty close actually to 720. If I go like this, actually I need to go closer. If I go just a hair forward, just a hair, like basically nothing, right? Let's take the thrust on this down to like that. 23 seconds pass, take the thrust down, and then we can tell it to do the maneuver. It'll be still less than a second. It's still such a quick burn. Even though my thrust is way down, it's still a super quick burn. But we'll see if we can do it. Wait a minute, we have to face the node. Why aren't we facing the node? Or are we facing the node? A bit lost. It is a pro-grade maneuver, so perhaps we are facing the node. It's kind of odd that it's pointing like this. It's just off-center. It's not quite on the pro-grade vector. It's a little bit weird. I'm actually kind of stumped by this. Why is it not moving? Do you not have power? You have power. Well, good thing my maneuver is only 0.1 meters per second. Bad news is, though, is that if it messes up, it's going to continuously burn around and around and around. So let's do a nice little F5 on this, just in case it does, because, like I said, shenanigans. We want to go 0.1 meters per second prograde. That should extend our orbital period, I think, probably too much, but it's such a small amount that it's going to be pretty hard to match it. Thank you for the timing, Kerbal King. Appreciate it. I probably would forget, so I appreciate that. Allergies, man. Yes, we are using the Outer Planets mod, and we're not going to be landing on Jewel. It is definitely a gas giant. You cannot land on it. People have done videos where they landed on Jewel, but they put it in quotes because you're not landing on Jewel. You're just getting as close to the middle as possible and then burning up and dying, pretty much. It did nothing to the orbital period. So that's great. It did absolutely nothing. It didn't burn at all. It's basically like it didn't respond to anything I told it to do. So that's wonderful. Let's go ahead and increase the thrust percentage again. It's fine. You can put it at 100, whatever, it's fine. It's going to be very difficult to get this network to be completely good because of this orbital period being off. I really need it to not be off. I need it to be good. So I think I'm just going to try and set it up to where both ends are exactly 720. It's the only reasonable way to do it, I think, is just to make sure both ends are 720. So we'll add this maneuver, and I need these two to be perfect before I start the third. So let's get at the periaps, which is 719. We want to bring this back, which is nothing, basically. We want to basically just tap the button and have it work, pretty much. So we're not even going to need a maneuver for this, really, because there's no way the flight computer is going to be able to do this maneuver. It's way too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to limit the thrust to basically nothing. We're going to face the maneuver node. And then with us facing the maneuver node, there we go, finally. Maneuver's in an hour, so I could tell it to execute just to get the thing in the flight computer, but then I'm going to tell it to not execute, just hold. Because I want the entry to be in the computer, and that's the fastest way to do it. But no, actually, no, it's not. So it's going to slow us down for this one anyway, though, so that's fine. So let's time accelerate to that point in time. Okay, we have 3 minutes until this maneuver. Now, it is basically spit. Our burn is basically nothing, and we need to do it in 3 minutes. So I'm going to, essentially, what I'm going to do, with the thrust being down to basically nothing, thrust limiter being basically nothing, I'm going to essentially just tap Z and then tap X really quick. And then 23 seconds later, this little thing will spit a little bit, and hopefully that knocks us back down. That's pretty much what I have to do, man. Did I get hit by Hurricane Irma? No. I'm in Michigan. I did not get hit by Hurricane Irma. Michigan doesn't get hit by any adverse weather. We are, in my opinion, the perfect state. If you like winter, if you like snow, at any period of time, if you like snow, then Michigan is, in my opinion, the perfect state to live in. Not for jobs, but for like weather purposes, just talking about climate and weather, Michigan is perfect for that. Okay, I think I'm going to just tap Z and then tap X. And we'll see what that does. So in 23 seconds, we should see something really, we should see this bounce back. And it's a really small number, I know, and you guys can't see it, but it's right there. It's also right here. And what I want is for this to say exactly 720, 0000. That's what I want it to say, but that doesn't mean it will. But, oh good, you've decided to turn yourself before burning. That's fantastic. Or right after burning, I'm sorry, you burned. Let's go prograde now. Because I went too far, even with that tiny tap. It went too far, so let's face prograde. And we'll try again. Facing prograde, I'm gonna go shift this time, I think. And then we'll kill it. So we even like super micro burns, like so small to the point where you can't even see it, but it's gonna make an effect on it. So hopefully this has a different effect. And I do have to wait for it, because if I go into time acceleration, I'm not sure it will actually execute the burn. So, but 719, 413 is what it says now. And oh, that's actually really close. 719, 861. So let's just do tap go, like shift X, like basically just hit shift and hit X immediately. It's the smallest possible burn I can do with this tiny puny little engine, the Spark. And I have a thrust limiter at 2. Like it's the tiniest possible burn, but I want this number to be 720. If I can get this number at 720, we're golden. Come on now. Come on now. Oh! 890. Shift X. Wait 23 seconds and see the result. That's what we're doing. So I have time to look at the chat now. I have time to engage with you guys in the chat now, because that's what this process is. And you know what? I'm actually going to stop the recording, because right now I'm just going to get the same footage of the same thing happening over and over again. So whatever. I'll just engage with you guys for a little bit. But this is what I'm talking about. The 20-minute episode that you guys are going to see. Ooh, this is close, actually. 919. Let's go Shift X. The 20-minute, 25-minute episode you guys are going to see for Conquering KSP is going to be like 15 hours of my time. That's what I'm talking about. And then it will get 800 views on YouTube and make like 10 cents worth of revenue. So this is what we do as YouTubers. We do things for passion. We do things for fun. And if you like what I do, and you think that it's worthwhile, you think it's entertaining, you think it's worth your time, and you'd like to support that, you can help me out and promote more videos to be made more often by checking out the link in the description to Patreon. There's some cool perks in there. VIPs get access to videos early when I'm about to release them. And I also communicate with you guys directly on the Discord channel there too. So I don't advertise it very well, and that's because I don't like to advertise it as far as like, you know, asking for money, because I'm not really doing that. But at the same time, $1 a month from Patreon offsets like 10,000 views worth of revenue. It's really ridiculous. YouTubers make basically nothing until they get big. Shift X. Come on, let's get this up there. 720 is what I want. I know, man. Don't worry about it. Seriously, don't worry about it. I will never be upset or sad or anything for people not being able to support. But during a live stream like this, when I'm just kind of chilling, hanging out with you guys, trying to do some KSP stuff, which is super boring to watch right now. Oh shit. Why are you? No, I hit X. I know that I hit X. Oh, you son of a gun. I know that I hit X. I did not just hit shift. That is going to put us back quite a bit. Oh no. That is really bad. So we're still burning for another few seconds. We're going to be burning for a while. That's going to suck. But at the same time, maybe it will let me time a maneuver with the flight computer. So maybe by getting further away, now we're like over 1,000. Maybe by getting further away though, and we actually made our orbital period longer. So this is actually pretty good. I mean, because now the other satellite can catch up to us a little bit. That's fine. So let's go retrograde. I just want you to know that I'm not donating because I'm broke, but because I hate you. That's great. That's great. I believe it. You know, with all your trolling comments in my chat, I believe it. I almost timed you out. I was so close, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give this guy one more chance. Let's see if he stops talking about nuking the Russians. Okay, turn this thing around, and if I make a maneuver now, I'm wondering if I can get this thing. Let's put this thing at like, I bet that thrust limiter is going to be 0 now. I want it to be like 0.5, but I bet it's going to be 0 now. Yeah, it is. Okay, I want it to be like 0.5. So can I get it to be like that? 0.5. I wish I could type in this field. You know what? 1 is still better. So with that, I should be able to make this maneuver now. If I quit this, where's my craft? This is so ridiculous what you have to do to make this work with remote tech. And I have to imagine trying to do this in ELU. Like, just screw that. I know what the delay is at Sarnas. I know what it is because I had a stream series where I was trying to do it. Let me tell you, it's not pretty, right? We're talking like 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. It's depending on where it is relative to Kerbin. It's pretty insane what the delay is there. Okay, so what we want to do is go retrograde until we're at exactly 720. So basically like that. Nope. Come on. So touchy. It's going to be freaking impossible to do this. Okay, there. So we have a burn. You have a 1 second burn. Flight computer, can you do it? Can you do it, flight computer? Or do I have to do it myself? That is the question. That is the question. Don't feel bad. Don't. And if you had said, but because I hate you, it would be, I know it was a joke. So it's fine. Nobody who hates me would come and watch me do this on a live stream. Come and watch a craft sit there in space and communicate and talk with me. Nobody would do that. If I move to Michigan, can I ding-dong ditch you? If you can move to Michigan, then feel free to ding-dong ditch me, I guess. That's fine. I probably won't answer the door anyway. I rarely ever answer the door when people ring the doorbell. Because my office is in the basement and I have my headphones on most of the day. I can't hear them. But I hear my dog, and my dog will bark like mad, like a crazy dog, and then I'll know you're here. So I guess you probably will get me because the dog does tell me when people are here, but it's fine. 1 hour. Here we go. Come on. All right, 10 seconds. We get to see if flight computer is as precise as I need it to be. I'm going to guess and say it's not. Not even close, but you never know. Let's find out. No. No, the answer is no, it's not. I could have told you that. I did, actually, tell you that. Have I ever seen someone call me daddy? My kid? Okay, there we go. So I guess we're going to go back to the shift thing. So shift X. I'm going to frickin' tap X 100 times. I want to see what the effect of that little shift is. See if I can get this on 720 exact. And then do the same thing to the other side. And then go to the other satellite. Do the same thing to that side. And then go to the third satellite. And then make that happen as well. Because that's what's required of me. This is the type of precision and work that I put into my KSP videos sometimes. Not all the time. Like the last video was actually quite quick to produce. It It was very quick to produce. The last video was, but this one, oh, this one's gonna be an investment. Yep, sure is. The stream did not die. It's perfectly good health. I have 0 drop frames. It's entirely on your end. Okay, so we have. I'll hit shift a little while longer this time and see what happens. Actually, I probably could do a time. Probably could do time accelerate, physics time warp, and I bet it will do it. Yeah, it does. Okay, so if we keep myself in physics time warp, I'm wondering if I stay in physics time warp and I go shift X, how fast is that? Oh, as soon as I start accelerating, it takes me out of time acceleration. I see. Okay. Can I time accelerate and still get the? No, I can't. There it goes. Oh shit. What are you doing? I know I hit X. What are you doing? Oh, this is gonna be close. Oh, never mind. It stopped. So weird. What in the world? All right, let's try this again. Let's see. $722.77. Oh my gosh, 719.9985. Like, screw this. That's enough. That's fine. I don't care. Close enough. I'll put the other one off by 2 meters, and that'll be fine. Whatever. Let's go to... That's the Apo apps, right? Yeah, so let's go to the Apo apps now of this one. I don't care. That's too close to even be bothered with. Now, this one needs to come in a little bit, so or come out a little bit. So we'll take the... We'll take and stretch this out. I am not desperate for YouTube money. I have a day job and I have a business I run on the side, which is not on the side. It's my actual career. It feeds my kid. So I'm not desperate for YouTube money at all. But YouTube is something that I would hope to progress myself to do full time eventually. I would love to do YouTube full time instead of spare time. Essentially, is what it is. I have been releasing a lot of videos lately, and part of that is because I'm able to offset a lot of my work time on certain days because of people on Patreon. So the better that campaign does, the more videos I can have time to do. And I can also have time to do things like this, where I'm basically just playing with a stupid maneuver node trying to get it exact when it's really not going to work anyway. 0.1 meters per second. Jesus. What am I doing with my life? Trying to get a 0.1 meters per second maneuver. It's insane. It's insanity, I'll tell you. It's absolute insanity. We will try, though. Okay, so this is only, like, I really want this thrust limiter to be 0.5. If I could make this 0.5, that would be swell. Can you make this 0.5, please? Ah, it's 0. Damn it. Come on. It's so hard to get this to be 0.5. It's got to be it, right? Come on. I clicked it. Come on. Oh, geez. That's not going to work. Come on. It's still 1. All right, well, it's a 1. We'll have to do this one manually, too. So let's get ourselves to the maneuver. We're going to want to go prograde on the orbital orbital prograde is what we're going to want to do. So flip this around. It's probably close enough actually anyway. So let's just do this all the way around to the maneuver. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, there's a delay, so let's pause it. We'll have to cater to this delay. Okay. And I think probably about here. You can go just a little bit. Shift X. I don't think it's going to work, Charlie. Something tells me it's not going to work. Sometimes I wish I didn't have remote tech installed. Sometimes I wish we just did this without remote tech. But that would defeat the purpose of my mission, which is to make it, to do the challenge with realistic communications. So, realistic as you can get anyway. Okay, that was a little bit. Let's go a little bit longer. So Shift and X. See what that does. There is one good thing about playing KSP though, and that's that I can still like communicate and like talk with my clients right now while the game is going. I can do business while the game is going, so that's good. So that's always a good thing. It's so close to being done. Like, this is so close. Shift X. Come on, you're so close. Water is good for your body. Allergies are not good for your body. Ugh. 795, come on. 795.8. 7904. Okay, Shift X. Very close. We're so close. You're transforming this into a Q&A? Well, you're going to have to ask questions that... You're going to have questions that I'm actually going to care to answer. See, that's the bluntest way I can put it. Oh, 953, so close. All right, here we go. Shift X. Oh, that's it. Just a little bit. Should be enough. Come on. Look at that, 719,999.7. It's so close. Come on. Give it to me, satellite. Give me the 720. I want it. Come on. So close. Don't mess it up. You got this. You can do it. 720's all around. Come on. Oh, man. The apoapsis is at 720, but this one's at 719,976. I need to go a little bit more. That should probably do it. $999 upside down is 666. KSP is devil confirmed. Well, only if you flip it upside down. KSP is only a devil if you flip it upside down. So I guess what you're really saying is the reality of it is that it's the opposite of the devil, right? That's what you're saying. This is so close. 719,995. I mean, it's like, why even freaking bother? Let's go to the... I got to go back to the apoapsis now because... the apoapsis is too high, so I need to go at the periaps now. So let's kill this. Go back to the periaps. And I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm making a template satellite. I'm making a template that's in the perfect orbit so that I can have everything else replicate it, which takes time, especially with remote tech. So let's bring this back. Whoops. Super touchy. Super touchy. You know, I just need the maneuver. It's really like I just need the maneuver to know where it is. So it's like this is the time when having RCS might be the better call. Although, with this thing being, actually, I need to go retrograde. Actually, yep. Turn retrograde, please. But with this thing being so weak, it's probably even better than using RCS because it's so weak. So it's the delay that's getting me. Otherwise, I'd just do it. But the delay means I have to wait to see the results of my quick tap, and I don't get instant feedback, and that's the part that makes this take forever. It's the really hard part about this. Okay, so let's get close to the maneuver. Close to periapsis, please. And right about here is where we want to be. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do the same tap as we did before. So here we go. Tap X. All right, let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. If it works, we should see 720,000 meters above the surface on apoaps, and we should see something very close to what it is now, or even closer for the periaps. So let's see if this number moves. Oh, Jesus! It's so close. It's too close, really. Like I think I went too far there. I mean, it's impossible for me to get 8 meters on this. I have to hit it so fast that it's basically pointless to touch it. So please don't overshoot. Don't overshoot. Don't overshoot. You know what? I'm good with that. That's fine. So we want 3 hours, 22 minutes, 19 seconds. That's our template. 3 hours, 22 minutes, 19 seconds. So let's get the other satellite, which is over here. That's not the right one. Or it is the right one. I think it's this one. Oh, we need to name this one. Let's name this one. This one is now rename vessel. This is Duna Sat 1. You are now Duna Sat 1. Congrats. And you know what? Your orientation doesn't really matter because you're not using enough power to have it matter. So forget that. Doesn't matter. We can kill rotation if we want to. I don't really care. We'll just have you always stay orbital retrograde. That's fine. Now let's go to this sat. We want 322.19. So if we can get this to be as close to 720 as possible, but have the orbital period be 322.19, then we know that this satellite will always stay exactly the same relative to the template satellite. So relative to the initial satellite. So let's name this one DunaSat 2. So we don't get confused by them. And right now we have 322.15. So we're pretty close on this one, but we need to come down on the apoapsis a little bit and up on the periapsis a little bit. So let's grab periapsis here. We'll come down first. Periapsis. And we want to go down on the apoaps like that. Perfect. So that's 0.1 meters per second. Let's take this and make the thrust limiter be basically nil. As close to nil as we can get, anyway. That hopefully will extend the burn a little bit. Allow me to get even more precise with it, hopefully. One is good. One works for me. So this maneuver is the periaps, which means we're bringing it down. We need orbital retrograde. Okay. And that maneuver is in 17 minutes. So we will want to get ourselves in position, and then we're gonna fidget with Shift and X again on the keyboard until we get this. Get ourselves oriented properly. And then it's just a matter of little taps, little left taps. I think we're just going to go about like Shift X. There we go. So let it linger just a little bit longer than usual. Let's go. Is that really all you gave me? Seriously? Shift X. You should have gave me more than that. At least I thought you would have, but maybe not. $723.44. Come on. Come on. Come on. You're not giving it to me. Why? I have a feeling you're going to really screw me over here if I try to time accelerate. I should have a timer of some kind on the screen. Totally didn't work. It didn't do it. It's supposed to, but it didn't. All right. Shift X. Shift X. Come on now. $723.44 to what? Oh, that's close. Okay. So Shift X. That should do it right there. That should be the final. That should be the final bit right there. That should get us right in there. 720. That's what I want. Then we'll go back to the. Then we'll go to the apoapse and we'll raise the periapsis up until we have 322.19. That's the orbital period we want to hit. 322.19. We have to get to 720 kilometers before we can do that. Did you already go? I think it already went. I'm gonna have to go again. Shift X. This has got to be the most boring live stream I've ever done. But it's for people who really want to see what goes into doing this stuff in KSP. That's what this is for. So. Oh, it's so close. Let's do a really quick one. Just really quick. Shift X. That's as quick as I could possibly tap that. So if that overshoots, then there was no hope to get it in the first place. $720. Come on. Yeah, that's good enough. So it's 2.8 meters off. I'm good with that. That's fine. I'm pretty sure we can hit the orbital period that we need to hit with that. So now we need to get to the apoapse. Let's make another maneuver. We'll delete this one. Make another maneuver at apoapse. And we're going to... yeah, this one. We want to raise it, so we're going to go prograde. And we want to go prograde until we get to there. Perfect. Okay, that's 0.1 meters per second. Go figure. Prograde is where we want to face, please. then we are no longer concerned with the periapsis height. We're not trying to hit 720. Instead, this time we're trying to hit the orbital period to be 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 19 seconds. So we need to increase our orbital period by about 7.5 seconds. So that's what we're shooting for now. So at the maneuver node, we're going to go prograde until that hits 19 seconds, hopefully. Okay, 10 seconds left. 10 minutes left, I mean. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's slow down. Base prograde, and we're just going to give this thing a little bit of a love tap and see if we can get it to stick. Based on how fast the other one went up when I hit it, I'm going to say and guess that probably a 2-second hold on this is probably enough. So here we go. 1, 2, X. And we'll give it a tiny tap after that, but I really don't want to like hit it right on the dot and then mess it up with that extra tap, so I'm going to wait just to see. Ugh. Allergies, leave me alone. I'm not happy with you. Well, that didn't go up. That didn't go very far at all. Okay, let's go shift and X. See what that does. We're no longer right on the periapse, so this will actually affect our apoapsis slightly. I would think that it would actually bring it down. I could be wrong about that. It might bring it up. Let's see. 719, 253. We need to get to 720. Or at least close to 720. And oh my God! Look at the precision. The precision of that. So precise. That's awesome. Unfortunately, our orbital period is just a tad bit long, so we do need to bring it down. And I think I'm going to do it on the periapsis side because I want to bring the apoapsis down. So we're already on our way to the periapse, so that's good. So let's go to the periapse here. That precision was right on, man. I'm happy with that. Let's bring this down a bit. There we go. It's like there's no way I can tell the flight computer to do this. It has to be done manually. Flight computer cannot be this precise. We need retrograde. And then we're going to go all the way to to the periapsis. That's where we're going. Yeah. That's where we're going. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back off. 15 meters is a really, really small move, and so is 0.1 seconds. So I imagine I probably have to hit it incredibly light, very fast. So let's just do that. Shift X. All right, let's see if that works. Hot Tips, how did you make your channel's name? So my organization, my brand, if you will, of Hot Tips has been a thing since 2008. I started out teaching people and training people on using technology and interfacing programs together and things like that. I was a technology-based channel. I talked a lot about mobile tech. We did reviews on mobile phones and things of that nature for quite a while. Basically, that type of stuff, it got, well, frankly, it got a little boring. It just got to the point where, oh, cool, they made it faster. They made it have more storage now. That's great. Oh, look, a bigger screen. That's great. And that's kind of the way it still is. So I kind of grew out of that. But essentially, the name came from helping people and giving people hot tips on the things they cared about most with mobile tech. So that's where it comes from. There you go. This is so close to having the same orbital period. It's just nuts. It's so close. It is completely bonkers how close this is. And yet, it's still not good enough. Face prograde, please. Quick. Quick. We're going to bring it back. Like those really popular WordPress vids. Yeah, so after I started doing mobile tech, or after I stopped doing mobile tech stuff, I got into website design, which is what my company was based around for a while. I had clients. I currently have clients in 7 different time zones, and most of them are web clients. I started to do tutorial videos and walkthroughs and theme reviews on WordPress stuff, and those took off. People started calling me because they could see my business phone number from those videos, and they started to call me and request work and stuff. So now they call Prior Media, and I engage them with assistance if they need it, for a fee, of course. It's part of the business. And yeah, that's what I used to do. I still do that stuff, but I stopped making videos on it because that too became a bit meh to do for YouTube. I started to do it a lot more for corporate. So like I still do the tutorials, I still do the reviews and the walkthroughs and stuff, but I do it privately now. I do it one-on-one training sessions, and I make standalone videos for private companies instead. So this satellite, ladies and gentlemen, has the exact same orbital period as the other one. The other one has 3 hours, 22 minutes, 19.004 seconds. This one has 3 hours, 22 minutes, 19.002 seconds. So this satellite will stay exactly where this satellite is located. It will stay, relative to the other one, it will stay exactly the same. So that is done. I am happy with that. Now it's time to make the third. And that's also a bit tricky. We have to get the third to line up to make a triangle here with the symbols. But to do that, we're going to need to eject it from this vessel. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so with those first 2 satellites completely set up, first 2 satellites are here and here. They have the exact same orbital period. That is 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 19 seconds. Almost exact 19 seconds. One is 19.004 seconds. The other one is 19.002 seconds. So they are not going to move relative to each other, which means I can get another satellite right here, and we will have the trifecta, the triangle, whatever you want to call it. So let's go. We'll get this other satellite out. Probably want to eject it, I think, from the back. I think I'll eject this one. It's probably a safer bet. So let's extend the antenna. Get on doing that now. Activate. I want the flight computer out so we can see what the delay on this stuff is. Make sure my commands are going through. Yes, they are. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and decouple this. Make the quick save first because we don't want any shenanigans. And decouple. There we go. Cool. Nice and slow. I like it. Nice and careful. That's the way it needs to be. All right. So that is ejected. Moving slowly away from the vessel. Wait till it gets clear, and then we'll open up its solar panels and get it started on its path to being perfect like the other 2. Extend all solar. And there we go. Perfect. Just the way we want it. Okay, so now the tricky part is going to get it in position. Now, I could just leave it here. I probably will, actually, because that's probably the best way to do it. But since I'm already like moving further and further away from this thing, well, it may not be half bad. I will always have a connection with the other one until it gets too far and I've waited too long. So as long as I have a connection with these, I should actually be fine because these antennas are out. So let's just go around the planet for a little bit. This one should start pulling further and further away from me. Let's go to Duna, actually. So this one is what I'm working with now. Right? Yeah, and this is going to go further and further away. So these 2 are connected. I actually want to do this, I think. Yeah, this. So these 2 are connected. And this one is connected to this. So as this one goes around, these two are slowly getting further and further away from ours. Barely. There's a period here where it's about the same, but there's a more period where it's not. So as I go around in circles on this a little bit longer and time accelerate, I should see this start to get a little bit further away until this satellite gets a connection with this one. That's when I know I want to start my maneuvers. As soon as this one meets up with that one directly, which should happen right about now. There it is. Okay, so now I want to give it just a little bit more room because it's really close to the horizon here. So I'm going to wait just a little bit longer. And now I think we're getting pretty good here. Almost ready. A little bit more. Little bit more. Give it some room. That should do nicely. Okay, so we want to start setting up our maneuvers now. So right now I am 755 and 718. I think the first thing to do is to bring the apoapsis down so we stop getting such extreme hits. That means, or stop getting extreme changes. So we're going to want to get the periapsis, maneuver on the periapsis, and we're going to want to go to periapsis here, and then bring the apoapsis down to 720 kilometers. That's where we want to be. That's the sweet spot. 720 kilometers. And there. Perfect. So if I can execute this maneuver, which I can't do because I don't have this engine booted up. So let's boot the engine up. We're going to turn the thrust limiter down. And then we're going to activate the engine. And that should give us a burn time that we want to have for this maneuver, which is in an hour. Okay, it's activated. 2.5 is the thrust limiter. It's going to be a 6-second burn. I like that, but I actually want it to be a little bit longer. Because the longer the burn, the more precise it will be with flight computers. So see if we can get this to be 0.5 or 1. 1 is fine. That will make a 14-second burn to get this maneuver. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. So we'll go ahead and say to execute that, and then we will let the flight computer make that maneuver at the time, and hopefully it brings us right in where we need to be. Round and round and round we go. Where we stop? I mean, I know, but here we go. And there we go. Delete on close. Okay, 3 minutes. And it's going to be a 14-second burn, so it's going to last a while. But that just means it's being more precise. And I like that. The longer the burn the flight computer has to make, the more precise it can be with it. If you have burns that are less than a second, good luck hitting your mark. It won't happen. The flight computer will overshoot. Almost certainly will overshoot. Current apoapsis is 755.114. You can see that here. We want to get to 720 exact if we can. That would be the ideal spot, is 720 exact. Good, 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 good. Bringing it down. And okay, not quite exact, but we're getting close. So we're going to leave this oriented like this. We're going to face orbital retrograde. And then I'm going to start doing it manually by just basically hitting Shift and X. So hit Shift and X. There. So there's 23-second delay or 26-second delay on me hitting Shift and X. So I have to kind of just sit around and wait to see what that did. That's pretty much what I have to do. That's the process, folks. My life. I've been doing this with every single satellite so far. I've done this with every satellite to get them perfectly matched. That's what I had to do. So 747, now down to 726.53. So we're going to go Shift and then X. So if it doesn't have quite the big effect that I'm looking for, I can hold it down just a little bit further. Probably need to hit it again. So let's go Shift and then X. And I hit X a whole bunch of times because I want to make sure the engine stops. Otherwise, it will just sit there and burn too far. So, yeah. We don't want to go too far. 726.53. It's going to come down to 373 and then down further because I hit it again to probably like 720. Okay, it's 269. So let's go Shift and X. probably not quite far enough, so let's go Shift and then X. Okay. I'm hoping that that hits it as close to 720 as possible. Then once we get to that 720, we have to raise the periapsis to be the same. But when we raise the periapsis, again, we're not really looking so much for the exact periapsis. We're looking for the orbital period to be exactly the same at that point. So the first one we want to match is the height, which is kind of giving us, making sure we get into the ballpark of where we want to be, which we need to go a little bit further. So let's go Shift and X. And then the second number is to get the periapsis to be right around the same number, but it matters less at that point than the orbital period, which has to be exact. Because if we do that, that means all the satellites take the exact same time to orbit, which means they're going to stay relative to each other in the exact same position, which means we'll have a nice triangle of connectivity, and we will always have a connection no matter where we are on the surface of Duna. We'll always have a satellite we can look at, and that is what's most important. So anyway, we're now at 720, 28.9. Very close. Still want to be closer, so let's go Shift X. Really quick. And this is a shift, which gives it the minimum thrust, and then X, which kills it, and that's doing it with the thrust limiter down to 1. So it's like it is most, basically the most, yeah, the most precision I can get. Damn it, stupid allergies. All right, 720.008. Let's go really quick here. Shift X. Hopefully that is precise enough. If it ends up being a tiny bit lower than 720 and ends up being something like 719.998, that's fine. The rest of the satellites are around that area anyway. Again, we're only looking for the orbital period to match, not so much the periapsis and apoapsis to match. The orbital period is the more important number. And right now the orbital period is the only place I can see it. Yeah, it's 719.992. That's actually a little bit off the mark. I'm gonna go prograde with this. Flip this around prograde. Go back the other way, and we're just gonna go Shift X, like really quick. So that will burn. Hopefully, giving us back a little bit. But the orbital period, the only place I can see it, it's not here. I don't see it here anyway. No, the only place I can see it is here. Orbital period right here. It's very small text, but it says 3 hours, 22 minutes, 9.8 seconds. We need this to say 19.000 and either 2 or 4 or something around that line. Like it needs to be basically 19 seconds exact. Now it says 720.06. I don't think I can get it more precise than this. I really don't. I'm going to try, but I don't think I can get it any more precise than this. But I want it to be as close as possible. Only off by like a meter, maybe 2 meters at most. So we're going to go really fast this time. We're going to basically hit Shift and X at the same time this time. It's about as close as I can go. Hot tips, what do you hate most about YouTube? The inconsistency. It's, yeah, the inconsistency. And also YouTube's communication with its creators. I also don't like the algorithm because the algorithm favors big channels heavily. It's very hard to be a small channel today compared to what it used to be. It's very difficult. But we try. Yeah, there's no way I can get this to be as precise as I need it to be, so I'll just try to go a little bit higher on the periapsis when we do it. But the goal, of course, is the orbital periods, so that's fine. So let's take the apoapse, which is right here. Right here. Add a maneuver here at the apoapse, and we're going to try and raise the periapse just a little bit. We're going to raise it up to about 720. And we could probably go just a little bit past 720 with this one, just to kind of offset the behind that we are on the other one. So, not that it really matters all that much, but it will. So we'll face orbital prograde now. And then the node is in 1 hour, 33 minutes. So when we get to that node, we'll go ahead and do this again. Of course, every time we hit Shift and X, every time we hit the minimum thrust and then kill it, we have to wait 26 seconds before we get to see our results. So it's a joy. Remote tech, you're such a joy. 40, 30, 20, 10. Slow this down. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, stop. We want to give this a little bit time because it's going to take delay and we're going to have to adjust. And we want to adjust as close to the point as possible, close to the apoapsis as possible. So let's raise. Let's go ahead and raise that periapsis up, shall we? We're going to go Shift and X. Let's see how well that did. Not sure how well that did, but we'll see. If we did it well, we should see the apoapsis raise slightly as well because we're slightly ahead of it. We're slightly behind it, I mean, so we should see it actually go up just a tad. Not nearly as much as the periapsis, but we should see that raise a little bit too, which is kind of part of the goal. We want to get up there about 720, so let's see what we get. Waiting for it to kick in. Any second now, please. It's going awful slow. I would have thought it would have hit by now, but it totally didn't. That's odd. Okay, we're going to have to go further then, so we're going to hit Shift, and then we're going to wait, and X. Okay. That's weird that it didn't work the first time. I thought I planned that out well, but it must not have registered that I clicked Shift or something. I don't know. It's weird. I would have hoped that it did, but it didn't. So 718,995 is what it's at now. And there it goes. And how close do we get? Oh, we didn't get very close. Oh, we went a little too far. A little bit too far. But we got 17,992 here, which is fine. Went a little bit far on this. We're close to the periapsis now, right? Yes. So on the periapsis is our next maneuver. Which with all these lines running through here, it might be difficult to hit. But if I go like this and say at periapsis, there it is. Yep, on the periapsis. I want to bring the apoapsis back down. So we're going to go retrograde. Bring it back down. And this time, we're going to try and bring this thing down to match 3 hours, 22 minutes, and 19 seconds. So right now we have 3 hours, 22 minutes, 22 seconds. So you have to shave just a little bit of time off of it. Make it a little bit quicker, which requires us to go retrograde to make it quicker, because if you know anything about orbital mechanics, you know that your orbital period gets shorter the closer you are to the body. So I want to go retrograde, bring myself closer, and shorten my orbital period, effectively going faster around the planet. Relative, of course, to the other crafts. So relativity is a wonderful thing. Okay, I think we're pretty much ready. 3 hours until we get to the node. Really? That's 3 hours away? Where are we? We're right here. Oh, we're already past the periapsis. We should just go now then. I think so. So let's just go Shift and X. See what that does. Got a little bit of time to make up for. Because you asked that question, there will not be. There you go. I never answer that question, regardless of what series it is. I will never answer when the next video is coming out. Oh, that's right on the money. Look at that. Oh, it's so close. I just hit 320.0014. Like that's so close. But now I need the periapsis to go up just a little bit, and this orbital period is so close to 19 seconds. I can taste it. I don't think I can get that close. I don't think I can actually adjust it close enough, but it isn't close enough to the 19-second mark that it's not close enough for me. I need it to be closer than that. So we need to go to apoapsis, which is here. This is where the next maneuver needs to be. Apoapsis is here. I understand that it's your life. Also understand that I have a life, and Prison Architect is not my life. I will say, though, that I have not yet recorded the next episode, so no, there will not be a video tomorrow because I have not yet recorded it. So you'll probably won't have a video for a couple of days because I can't record on the weekends, so there you go. There will be XCOM episodes because those are recorded in advance. We have quite a few videos banked on that right now, so that will happen. But Prison Architect will not because I don't have it recorded. I could have done that instead of this, but I want to get this done because if I don't get this done, I'll never get it done. I have to prioritize all my different things. So, yep, I will do it how I can. All right, let's go like this. There we go. In 44 minutes, we have to do this very, very quickly, like very carefully. Incredibly fast button hitting we have to do here because, like, it's essentially, I essentially want to have a speck of dust hit the craft, essentially. That's how much I need to change my orbital period. I need a speck of dust to hit the craft. So hit Shift and X at the exact same time, and hopefully that works. That's pretty much it. Okay, 4 minutes. I think I can get a little closer than that. That's good. 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Sounds good. Okay, so here we go. That is as close, like basically at the same time. I don't know. You know, that is a good point. Like, who does watch XCOM? That's a good point. It's really sad that people don't watch it more because it's actually my favorite series right now. No joke. I kid you not. That one is my favorite series right now. My favorite series to produce, by far. It gives me the most enjoyment out of all of them. There you go. See? I said it. I'm making him cry. No. I like a lot of my series, and I like Prison Architect too. I do. I mean, I'm not going to do it if I don't like it. But right now, I think if I had to gauge the fun scale for me, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm having the most fun with XCOM for sure. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a guy that has a YouTube account, but I'm not a YouTuber. I am not a YouTuber until I do this full time. That is when I become a YouTuber. But until I do this full time, I am not a YouTuber. Okay. This is quite a predicament because we're actually off by a very short amount, but it's not an amount that makes me want to correct it. Like, if I'm going to correct it, I need to correct it on this side, and that's kind of difficult to do. Let's go to the periaps instead. So a lot of time is passing with these satellites. We're going to go just a hair back. Wait, what? That's the wrong side? No. Delete these maneuvers. Periapsis, please. Periapsis. Come back. I mean, it's so close. Like, it's so incredibly close. It's too close. Retrograde is where I want to face. I already am. We're going to go over to the periaps. And we're going to give it, again, the smallest possible love tap we can give it. I can't get any... If I could get this engine to be 0.5, that would be great. But it won't let me. Like, it's just... please make it 0.5. Oh, you did it. Nice. I haven't been able to do that yet, but I got it. Okay, cool. So this will make me even more precise. Fantastic. All right. Let's come this way. Stop. Let's go like this. Okay, there we go. So, as fast as I possibly can hit it, right? Shift X. Like that. I cannot hit that. any smaller amount. It's basically hitting it at the same time. So we'll see. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. I want to see 3 hours, 22 minutes, 19 seconds exact. Make it happen, please. Oh, come on. Come on, man. You're breaking my balls here, engine. You're breaking my balls. Come on, man. 719. 322, 18.989. It's not close enough. They're going to fall out of alignment. I need them. They're going to fall out of alignment in like 4 years, but they'll still fall out of alignment. I don't want to have to correct it later because it's a pain in the ass. So I want it to be right on the money. I want it to be right on. 3, 2, 1, go. That, seriously, come on. I'm basically breathing from it. No, I'm not. YouTube is about 5% of my income. It's about it. About 5%. Yeah. I'm contractually obligated to say, or to not tell you how much it is, but I will tell you that it is an incredibly small amount that is insignificant to my lifestyle in every way possible. It would be insignificant to my lifestyle even if I only worked part-time. However, the supporters on Patreon, however, those are the people that I really want to please those people, because those people are the ones that are allowing me to do the videos as often as I have been. When I first started this series, the Conquering KSP series, when I first started this, it took me about a week and a half to build up about 10 episodes worth, and then I started to release them. So I already had like 10 episodes recorded when I started releasing these videos. So that's why I was able to release them fairly quickly. Over the last year or so, I've gotten a little bit busier with work. So I would be able to release less videos even. So yeah, those guys are the ones that are basically allowing me to keep going on here. And they happen to like XCOM. Thank you very much. And they are the only reason I'm still doing Mass Effect Andromeda. They're the only reason I haven't pulled the plug on that series, because quite a few of them like that and they follow that. And it's like, well, I'll keep doing it because I'm still having fun in it, but it's not a viable series for a YouTube channel. It's just not. It's done. So it's like, I have to look at minimum viability, if you will, and it's just not. It's not viable. But I keep doing it because the people who allow me to do the things I love that series. And that is what's important to me. So. The rich 1%. No, they're not. They're not rich at all. I cannot get this close enough. Like, it is not going to work. It is not getting close enough. I'm really getting annoyed by this stupid thing moving around like this. Ugh, go back forward. Like, this is taking forever. It's like, it's so close, but it's not. And it's like, how short do I have to spurt this before it, like, I don't understand. I'm not going to hyper-edit it. I don't even have hyper-edit installed. And I wouldn't be able to hyper-edit it anyway. Because to get it to be as precise as the other ones, I wouldn't be able to hyper-edit it anyway. What do I think of the new iPhone X? I don't think much of it. There it is. Yeah, there it is. 3 hours, 22 minutes, 19.006 seconds. I will take that. So one is 002, one is 004, and one is 006. Well, eventually they'll fall out of alignment, but it will take 10 years or more, probably a lot longer than that, for them to fall out of alignment. So these are done. Yes, satellite network is fully established around Duna. We have 3 satellites in a triangle, just like Kerbin. We have the resource scanner that's going polar. That's right here. It's kind of slanted polar. I might adjust it to where it's a bit more polar, but the slant kind of helps a little bit, so we're going to do that. It's probably too extreme. I'm not really getting the poles. I'm not really sure I'm going to go up near the poles anyway, but I would like to get 100% coverage, so I probably will adjust it. And then we have the interplanetary one, which is the satellite that's responsible for communicating with Kerbin, and that's going in another polar orbit that's kind of tilted. Not really polar, but it's working. It's going to work. And I like it. So the next step is to do the same thing with Ike. But I'm going to do that later. I'm not going to do that right now because that's going to take too long. So I will do that later. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I'm just going to admire my work right now. I can at least switch to this one. Oh, you know what? Actually, I need to go back because I need to rename this satellite. That's what I need to do. I need to rename it. Okay, so now I actually want to rename that satellite before I forget. This is DunaSat Delivery Probe. It needs to be Sat-3. Wow. Batteries, man. So many AA batteries. When you become a father, that's an essential thing you must have at all times. Valid and fully charged or fully ready to go AA batteries. AAAs as well. That's a thing you have to have. There we go. Accept, and now we've renamed the craft. Let's go back to this one. Switch to. All right, so now we need a satellite to go off to Ike, and that's going to be one of these things. Now, before I go to Ike, I want to get one of these science satellites getting going because everyone likes science satellites, right? So I think we're going to get one of these things orbiting too. So let's get probably this one. Let's do this one first. We'll retract this solar panel. We're going to extend this Communitron 32. And then, once those two things are done, we will eject this one, and it will fly out that way. Hopefully, it will do it slowly. Hopefully, I have this tuned to where it's basically minimal power. But if it does fly out there, at least it won't hit the solar panel. At least we hope it won't hit the solar panel. So let's get that solar panel retracted. There we go. This will now extend. F5 to make sure there's no shenanigans. And decouple. Let's get the flight computer out so we can see the delay. We know when to expect it. It's probably fine just right here. And yeah, we just gotta hope that it doesn't hit things. That's why they're designed like offset this way so that they don't hit each other. So like this one should be able to just go straight and not hit anything. Pending, of course, hitting this, but I'm kind of hoping it gets a little bit of separation. It might actually be full force and then it will get a lot of separation. Nope, it's nice and easy. I like it. Okay. Nice and slow. Perfect. Let's get a little bit of time acceleration. It probably will bump this, but it won't be hitting it enough to like affect it's not going to damage it. Nope, it's going to go right through it because we'll just pretend that it went straight through. It kind of did. It kind of went right between these two solar panels. Okay, so let's go ahead and extend these. Get a little bit further away. Yep, let's go ahead and extend all solar. And there we go. Perfect. So we want to get a little bit further away now, just so we don't hit anything. And then we want to get this thing close to Duna. We've already done all the experiments high above Duna. Now we want to get it close to Duna, because we have to get things that like are near the atmosphere. So We're going to turn this thing retrograde right where it is. I don't really need to see where to put the maneuver. I just know that I want to go retrograde, so let's do that. Retrograde. And then we're going to activate the engine, of course. And then I'm probably just going to... I need to make the maneuver, because if I do this with manually and I mess it up, then we're going to end up in the atmosphere. And that's not a very good idea. So let's make the maneuver like here, I guess. And we'll bring this down to be, what, you think, like 100 kilometers? I think 100 kilometers. We'll go just inside 100 kilometers. How's that sound? Like that. There we go. Okay, so that's our maneuver. So we'll face the node. We'll execute it. And then we'll time accelerate. Get a little bit more distance. It's always good. Elias, you're playing KSP too? Fantastic, man. It's a fun game. You're better at it than I am, probably. Because you play RP0. I have no experience in RP0. Want to do a co-op campaign, Elias? Where we do RP0 together? This time, you could be the one that's really good at it. Just kidding, man. I'm just kidding, man. Oh, I got to poke fun at him. All right. So, let's go this way. Actually, you know, if XCOM was more popular, Elias, if XCOM was more popular on my channel, if people were actually interested in it, I would totally be open to doing a co-op campaign with Long War 2. Like, we could do a Long War campaign, because that would be cool. I like the co-op because I can have other projects, and it doesn't demand 100% of my time, right? But if we were to do another campaign, like, dude, you're gonna need to edit your own episodes, because the data transfer is killing me, right? It's busting my balls. Is this not gonna burn or what? Oh, it's got a second left in it. There it goes. Okay, it's kind of going all over the place, but maybe it'll be fine. Let's kill it. Okay, good. It's already going to kill rotation, so it's fine. All right, we're going to end up 100 kilometers off the surface of Duna. This is perfect. What I want to do is I want to grab... Oh, come on. There we go. Let's grab the periapsis here. Go to the periaps, and then I want to bring this down to where we're about, let's say, 300 and... We can do a little bit of an eccentric orbit, let's say. And maybe we can kick this up a little bit, make it even more arced. We can go the other way with it, because everything else is kind of angled that way, so maybe we go the other way with it, just to kind of mix it up. That's kind of equatorial, but we have so much delta V in this thing that I feel like we can get away with it. If we want to go like that with it, it's probably cool. This will make it be 99 and 411. Let's bring it in a little bit more. Let's bring it into about 350 or so. It's probably fine. Good enough. Execute that maneuver. So this is our science satellite over Duna, and we're going to want to get a whole bunch of different science experiments, but by getting 350 off the surface and less than 100K off the surface, we can get low above and high above experiments. I probably won't do the goo, although, like, if I do the goo, I'm wondering, like, it's only going to give me, like, what, 5 science? Yeah, I'd like to recover it, but I don't think that's going to happen. So, I'm thinking probably not. We could always transmit, but then we have to reset it with a scientist. So I'm going to wait on the goo until we actually have a scientist nearby. Then we can rendezvous with this thing and actually collect it. That might be kind of nice. If it's worth it. I don't know. It's only 20 science. It's probably not worth it. But if we're going to do the goo experiments, let's do it low on Duna rather than high. So we'll get right down in this, right down near the surface here. There we go. That's what I'm expecting. That's what we're going for. All right. I mean, if I had unlimited data, I'd be totally open to the data. Like if I had, I'd be totally open to just editing all your episodes, but it is time, right? Like doing your episodes means it's time taken away from other things, and the whole point of the co-op is to do that. What I'm actually going to look to do is after our XCOM series is done, I would very much like to try to engage another YouTuber, somebody who has around the same number of subscribers that I do. You know, I don't want it to be offset. You know, I don't want it to be like somebody with 100K and I'm like taking advantage of them, but I also don't want it to be someone who's got like 50 and they're taking advantage of me. So I'd like to, I want somebody who can be mutually beneficial, somebody who has an audience like mine, but maybe doesn't know about me. And then, he has an audience like I do, but my fans don't necessarily know about him or her. Could be her too. I'm open to both. But what I'm hoping for is that I can get a co-op with someone who's got a fairly sized channel, a similar sized channel that I do. And we could do a co-op that way to where my videos that I make in the co-op go on my channel and the videos that he makes go on his channel. And we have a playlist that does both. And then people want to follow it. They can. And it can be for any game. So I'm just looking for somebody that's around anywhere between, 8,000 to 15,000 subs, somewhere around there. It's not that specific of criteria. And it doesn't have to be XCOM either. It can be any game that works well with a co-op. I'm just kind of interested in collaborating with a community. I want to grow my audience, and it's so hard to reach. It's so hard to reach people because, I don't want to blame it on the algorithm, but I do websites for a living. I'm pretty good with SEO. I have a really good understanding of how their algorithm works, and I'm titling my videos and putting great description content and having perfect tags, and I'm implementing all of the customized features. I'm implementing social media all over the place, and yet it's still very difficult for my content to get in front of new people. And so I know that this algorithm, because I understand how it works, is favoring bigger channels way more than smaller channels now. Because that's where the money is and YouTube wants to make money. I get that. I understand it. YouTube is a business. But I want to find ways to get around it and to grow. And I think collaborating with other tubers, if you will, with other people is the way to do that. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. That's what I'm really going to try to do. So I'm actively seeking co-op opportunities with people who are similar. I mean, if somebody wants to do it with me and they like my content, and they happen to have 50K, awesome. If somebody wants to do it with me and they happen to have, 6K, 7K, if their audience that they have, the 7K that they have is actively watching their content, then that's more valuable than my 12K, because my 12K, my 11K barely watches my content. So whatever, I have 11K and my videos get 500 same day views. That's not 11K. That's what I would expect from a 1K YouTuber, right? So, I just want people who are fairly similar, right? But I want us to have a mutually beneficial relationship, if you will. So, anyway, so that's good, right? Yeah. So that's about where we want to be for this satellite anyway. So we're a little bit wider. So basically what I've done with this satellite is I've set it up to where it's low above Duna and high above Duna. And that way, when we get a contract that says, do this science experiment low above Duna, I could just go to the satellite and do it. Do this experiment high above Duna. Boom, I go to the satellite, come over to the apoapsis and do it. And it takes care of it. So this one satellite is sort of like my go-to contract satellite. But we also have more science because we're low above Duna now. So we can actually do this, and this, and this, and this, all of this. We can do this as well. We can do all the science because we're right here, low above Duna. We've never been low on Duna before, right? Low above Duna before, so we can do all of that now, which is really nice. So let's go science. Go science. Okay, there we go. We got 18 science from that experiment. Nice. Let's get some more. 60 science from that one. I'm going to let all these go. 18 from this one, 9 from this one, 9 from this one, 60 from this one. Very cool. That's the gravity scan. This is the solar particle collector. I guess we can transmit that. Magnetometer, we'll get that. This is the goo. We're going to reset that one. And that's it. We got all the science. Where's the temperature scan? Right here. Did I already do this? I don't remember temperature being in the list. I must have already done it. So, okay then. So there we go. How much science do we have now? 640, 649. So we should be getting pretty close to 1,000. I need 1,000 science. Let's get the multispectral scan if we can. We can log imaging data as well. I think that's worth some science, I think. Here we go. And yeah, 21 science. Thank you. And anything else in here? This one's blinking at me. Did I not do this one? Oh wait, this gravity one is actually biome specific, I think. So as we go over new biomes, it will trigger again, I think. Let me test that theory, huh? Gravity detect. Yeah, it's over the Midland Sea. So we can totally get 60 more science from that. That's crazy cool. So every biome with this thing, we're on a tilt, which is good. So we might have more luck with getting more biomes. So basically, every time this thing starts to blink at us, we need to hit the button. Wondering if we can do... Wondering if the telescope is biome specific as well. Might as well try it, right? See what it says. Yeah, just above the Midland Sea. Yes, it is. So this is biome specific too. What about this one? Shit, we might as well try them all, right? Instrument only suitable for use for high orbit. Oh, okay. So I need to be in high orbit for this one. Well, that's convenient because our orbit does go into high orbit, so that will work. Let's just take a look and watch this. See if it starts blinking at us at all. I don't think it will anymore, but because we're kind of on the equator, but not really. There's not that many biomes on Duna. There's like 5 or 6. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, grab it. Grab it. Grab it. Grab this one. There we go. Oh, please don't go to the new biome. Aw, damn, it was so close. That delay, man, it killed it. We got a little bit more here. We can send that. That delay totally killed it. It's all right. We'll get another chance. We know that one exists. That one was really quick. It was like a one beep. One blink. Are we high above? I think we're high up now, aren't we? Let's test this. Are we high above Duna now, or is this... I'm waiting for the comments. Where's my X Science mod? That's a good question. Where is my X Science mod? I thought I had that installed. Do I not have that installed? I might not have that installed. I thought I did. It's right here. There we go. Yeah. But, yeah, this is mystery. This is radio plasma wave scan. I'm not going to do the goo. But the radio plasma wave, that's this, isn't it? Yeah. So I should be able to do this since we're high above Duna now. Should be able to do this. There we go. Yes, 15 science there. So I'm not going to do... I can do the solar particle collector again, actually. And then the gravity scan is already kind of done. This is biome specific, though. So this is not biome... The solar collector is not biome specific. So we can just do this once. Not a whole lot, but it's 0.4 science. We will send it. I can make this a tad bit bigger. Hit the button right below the X button for the science alert dongle. What? Right below the X button. That's this one. Unless you're talking about this. Clear search. What are you referring to? On the right side list, right underneath the X, this? Oh. Oh. Wow, I haven't been using this. You guys are like, I know. All right, good. Thank you for reminding me about that. Oh, he's only been playing KSP for like 4 years. He's only been doing this series for 15 months. It's not like he would ever, like, you know, realize that he had this mod installed that has this feature in it the whole time. No, of course not. So I should be able to just hit these buttons and it'll just do it, right? That's how it works, right? High over the Midland Sea. This isn't blinking, though, so I don't think it's available. I've already done it. Yeah, that's what this means. Okay. Okay. I see. I see how it is. The thing is, there's still going to be a delay, but at least I can get to it quicker now. There's still going to be a delay with the experiments, though. So, yeah. We'll have it go around for a bit. And then, when we get closer, we might be able to find that biome we're missing with the gravity scan thing. We have 773. It's so close. Oh, we can do a gravity scan here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, this is stopping my time warp. Is that true? Is that how that's working? Requires a powered vessel to operate. Oh, we're out of power. Right. Yeah, we're on the dark side, and it's powered. Like, we're off. We don't have any power. That's great. It's great, great news. It's okay. This vessel is not meant to send science that quickly all the time, so... I drained all the power from all the science experiments I was sending before, and then I never had... There we go. So we can do the gravity scan now. Oh, it's instantaneous. Oh, that's cheating. I don't want to do that. I mean, I'm going to send it now, but, like, this is instantaneous, and I don't want that. There's no delay here. I'm not using that. Because I want the delay. I know it's not conducive to, like, you know, getting the research exactly where I want it, but that's what I signed up for, is the delay. So I want to use that for what it's actually useful for. Not enough electric charge. Really? You don't say. Because we're trying to send to science and we can't get the... All right. Can we turn ourselves to be like a different orientation? How about we go like retrograde? How's that sound? Turn ourselves retrograde. Maybe get ourselves another look at the sun, perhaps? A better look at the sun? Solar panels? Anything? No? Not enough electric charge to send the experiment. Well, I mean, we can go... If I look retrograde, I should eventually be able to do that, but that's the problem right now, is that I can't send it. Is it stored? Toggle display. No, I want to... log gravity data is what I want to do. Yeah, and I want to send this, but I don't have enough... So let's store it in there. And then once we get to the point where we have more power, which should be about here, turn the solar panels a bit more towards the sun. There we go. Now it's sent. Okay. We can send it. It's an extra 4.5 science. So now we're up to 823. Nice. Whoops, that's not what I want to do. Can we go back to facing the planet? How about radial in? Can we do that? Can you just face the planet? That'd be great. And then you can kill your rotation. We can stay pointed at the sun a bit more. That'd be great too. All right, cool. We have a whole bunch of stuff we can do here. So let's get that done. Orbital telescope, log that. Gravity. Perform all science. Why not? We'll just ping them all right now. Multispectral analysis won't get pinged by that though, so I need to do that manually. That one is done right here. Analyze or log imaging data. Is it analyze data or log imaging data? I forget. We'll just click them both and see what happens. All right, 18 more here. There we go, 60 more here. Do we have the power to do this? Drain in power. No, not the mystery goo. Temperature scan, no thanks, no thanks. Multispectral analysis should be hitting right about now. There it is, and there it is. Why don't I target the sun? Because you can't target the sun. They won't let you do it. I tried with all my satellites. I've tried to target the sun, but I can't do it. It won't let me. Multispectral analysis. It says it's not complete. This must be a new biome again. Really? Is it? It is. Okay. It sure was. Yep. Okay. Well, that's cool. I totally forgot about that. 926. We're almost there. We will get the rest of the science from Ike, because I think that's all the science I can get. At least unless that one biome comes in. That one biome we have to go over top of, where this thing starts to blink. We're uploading data again right now, actually. I said it's uploading data, but now we don't have any electric charge now. We need to face radial again, I think. And then kill rotation. Like that. We could cheat this, actually. We could kind of cheat here. If I tell it to face retrograde, for example, what it'll do is it'll start rotating, and then I can time accelerate right at the moment where it's facing the right way, and then I can tell it to kill rotation, and then it will just stay there. So that's kind of cheating, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work for our advantage. All right, I think that's good. So I'm going to end the stream here. Oh, we're getting multispectral analysis on the equator, which is actually kind of not necessary. We have an orbital one doing that, so maybe we stop that. That's probably what's draining our power, actually. Let's stop that scan. I don't need to do that. We can also just kind of like observe our data, but like doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't need to do that. So that should help our power. Power's going up. There we go. So yeah, I'm going to end the stream here and end the recording here as well, because that's like already 4 hours of footage. So when I go do it again, right, I'll be sending the same exact satellite, except it's there's another one on the delivery module, right? And I'm going to rename this one. This is going to be my science satellite. We're going to call this Duna Science Sat, because it has all of our orbital science equipment on it. And then we have another one exactly like this in every way on this delivery module, right? The delivery package. And that one will go off to Ike, where there's already a network kind of started. I have a couple of satellites already in orbit. One is the polar orbit one that communicates directly with Kerbin, so that the satellites will be in range of that at all times. And then also the other one is the resource and biome scanner, which is already running. So we're getting biome information and a whole bunch of stuff from Duna already, which is great. You might also remember, if I go back to the Space Center, that we have an administrative... we have this administrative thing, right? Let's see. Do I have persistent rotation, Charlie? No, I do not. Persistent rotation was just... It was stupid. I didn't like it, so I stopped using it. Yeah. That's my only answer to it. If I use RP0, I know I'm going to have to use it, but to me it was just too much freaking problems. I didn't want to deal with it. It was like, why can't I control this vessel? It was messing up my flight computer and things. I'm not sure persistent rotation works well with the remote tech or something. I don't know. It might have just been the probe I was using. I have no idea. Anyway, Administration building. We have To Boldly Go, which gets us extra stuff from new biomes. So 50,000 plus funds when we do science from new biomes, which is what we just did, all those biomes. We have $2.6 million now. We also get 200,000 funds when science is transmitted from new celestial bodies, which Ike is technically not a new celestial body, unfortunately, because I've already had something out there. I think, maybe not. It depends on when I sent that. I don't think that was considered new when I signed up for this. And then we have 100% funds to milestone gains, which I don't know exactly whether or not we did that or not. But this is the big one, though. This is what we get. We get a whole bunch of money here from doing probes with Duna, which is what I've been doing. So we've been heavy focused on Duna. And in order to satisfy this, we have to land probes in 3 different biomes, which that's the landing part. It's not orbiting part. But this part is the part that's getting me money for all the science that we've been gathering, which is kind of nice. We could have done Probe Frenzy. I could have done Probe Frenzy. Yeah. We save on sending Kerbals out there. I could have done this already. Maybe we do this. Does this mean I can't do local, though? No, it doesn't mean it. Doesn't mean I can't do To Boldly Go. Like, can I? I don't think I think I can do this. It only says, yeah, it says it only takes 100,000 funds. Setup cost is 100,000 funds. Let's just do that. I don't know why I didn't have that active already. I should have had that active already, but I didn't. All right, cool. And that's kind of it. Science focus. What's that going to do for me? Cannot support more than 3 active strategies at this level. Okay, so only 3 strategies are active. That's fine. But when I complete these, I think I can cancel this for no penalty. Yeah, I can. I can cancel this one for no penalty at any time too. I can't cancel this one for no penalty because I have to complete it. So I just need to land a probe. Yeah, I just have to land a probe on the surface, right? Land it on the moon or Minmus. All right, this is the requirements for accepting it. So really, I just need to land probes in 3 different biomes on Duna. That's it. We get plus 400% funds to milestone gains for Duna. So anything that we do in Duna, this is giving us plus 400% funds for the milestones, and then we get negative 80% funds for milestone gains on other bodies. So if we do anything else on anywhere else, we get negative 80%. So basically we get almost nothing for everywhere else, but we're getting plus 400% for Duna. And that's why I have this, because we're going to Duna. We're doing things around Duna right now. Once I complete this, I can cancel it for no penalty. And then when we send things to Eve, I can grab the Eve program, and we can do things on Eve if we want to. We can also do the Duna program as well. This is manned stuff. If I do Eve probes, it's the same stuff as Duna probes. We have to land a probe on 3 different biomes and stuff. Same exact requirements, all are on the board. But I already have 1 uncrewed strategy, so I can't have more than 1 at a time. So once this is done, I can activate this one. But we have to activate these at strategic times, because otherwise we start losing funds from things, but it's fine. Okay. Anyway. Graphics. Hello. There we go. Graphics are wonderful, aren't they? I have so many graphical bugs with this playthrough, with these mods together. It's crazy. It's because of my stock visual terrain and visual enhancements, and like they're all different versions, and I don't know. It's fine. It doesn't break the game. It just every now and then I have to reload a screen or something. It doesn't matter. I also have to get I have to Kerbal's names into the game. So I've got Astronaut Complex, and I've got some of these Kerbals are not named yet. Murphy is not named. Graham is here. Graham is available for the next mission. He's a scout. He's right on the surface. I thought he was on the station, but he's not. I have to rename Tridra, Sunny, and Murphy. Everyone else is you guys in the game. So there you go. Where's Elias? Does Elias do you even have a Kerbal in the game, Elias? I don't think you have a Kerbal, Elias. If you want one, you should probably, tell me and I can get you in. But I do prioritize you guys. I do prioritize you patrons, man. I want to get you in there if I can. That's good. I have a list of like 160 people that want to be part of this. So, like, yeah, there's a lot of people that want to be in, but you guys get priority seating, so there you go. All right, I'm signing out now. Thanks for watching. It's been really fun, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm going to have to keep recording, so the next time I record for this, which will probably be Monday or something, I'm going to turn it back on, and you guys can see it behind the scenes again if you want to, because it's there. So probably be in the middle of the day next time, not at night. Do it alternating times or whatever. So that's it. Yeah. I'm awesome at outros. Take care. Bye-bye.